today we have to perform the experiment measurement of viscosity by using the Redwood viscometer, and for that we have one apparatus, that is the Redwood viscometer. Now regarding the construction and working of Redwood viscometer, it has one vertical cylinder, and it has a capacity of almost 50 ml for oil collection, and then outer of the cylinder there is again one cylinder for the provision of water. That means in Redwood viscometer there are two cylinders, one is the inner cylinder and the other is the outer cylinder. Outer cylinder is there for the water, and in between that one coil is also provided for provide the heating through the water bath, and in the inner cylinder there is one cylinder, vertical cylinder, which in which we have to place the oil, in which we have to measure the viscosity but for that particular oil. There is a provision for the two thermometers, one for the water bath temperature and the other for the oil temperature. We have to keep the temperature for both water and for both oil at uniform everywhere, so that whatever the viscosity we have to measure, it should be the appropriate one. Now what we have to do, we have to take one oil sample. Oil may be the different kind of oil are there. It may be the lubricating oil, sometimes it may be the edible oil, or sometimes it may be the fuel in which we have to measure the viscosity. Different kind of oils are available. Now we are taking edible oil, and for that we have already calculated our density. Our density is up to 0.81 gram per cc. Now we have to measure the viscosity of this oil by using the Redwood viscometer. Now in procedure, what we have to do, first we have to clean the cylinder. After cleaning the cylinder, we have to clean the orifice. The cylinder is there. At the bottom of cylinder there is one orifice through which the oil can be taken from the cylinder. Now what we have to do, we have to take the 50 ml oil in this particular cylinder. The oil level is also be marked in this particular cylinder. There is one hook that provided where up to we have to place the oil into the cylinder. Then one ball is also provided with the cylinder. This ball is used to stop the oil flow through the bottom, and the ball can be placed at the center place of your cylinder so that the oil can be stopped. The particular for collection of this oil, we have taken one 50 ml flask, 50 to 60 ml flask, 20, 40, 60, 80 ml, whatever the quantity we have to taken out from the cylinder, it will be marked over here. So we are taking up to 60 ml oil from the cylinder. Now during practical, what we have to do, we have to calculate the kinematic viscosity and we have to calculate the absolute viscosity of the oil. Kinematic viscosity is nothing but it is also defined as the internal resistance offered by the fluid. That means the internal resistance for the layer to layer of the fluid. That means the internal resistance offered by one layer towards the other layer inside, in between the fluid, that is the kinematic viscosity. And dynamic viscosity is nothing but the shear which is required for the unit rate of angular deformation. By using this Redwood viscometer, we can calculate the kinematic viscosity, also we can calculate the dynamic viscosity. Now what we have to do, first we will take the oil up to the mark of the cylinder. The cylinder is filled with the oil that we need to that we need to measure the viscosity of that particular oil. Now we'll start the heating for the water bath, so that the oil and water both are heated. Before placing the oil into the cylinder, we have already taken the room temperature of oil and room temperature of the water, and we have also measured the density of oil, and that is 0.81 gram per cc. Now we have started the heating, and after certain temperature we'll take the 50 ml oil, and for that particular oil flow, for the collection of 50 ml oil, whatever the time required, that time will measure by using the stopwatch, and that particular time is nothing but the redwood second for that particular temperature. Again we'll raise the temperature, raise the temperature of oil by certain degree, let me say 5 degree, 10 degree, and again we'll take the 50 ml oil through the bottom, and again we'll count the time required for that 50 ml oil collection. That means whatever the standards say that as the temperature goes on increasing, viscosity goes on decreasing. So after the experiment, we have to perform the kinematic viscosity with time graph. Again we have to prepare the graph for dynamic viscosity with time. So to prepare all the graphs, we need to count the seconds that required for the flow of oil. Now let me perform the practical. Before now the experiment is started. Before that, I am just going to show you some observation and table. In observation, first thing is type of oil used, whether it may be lubricating oil, fuel, or edible oil. Then the second thing is the weight of empty flask that we have already taken. And in observation table, we have some columns. The first one for the serial number, the second one for the temperature of. Second one is for the temperature of oil in degree Celsius. Then time for the collection of 50, 60 or 50 centimeter cube liquid. Then weight of empty jar that we have taken already, 48.175 gram. Again weight of jar plus 50 ml of oil or 40 or 60 ml of oil. That combined weight we have already taken, that is 80.89 gram. Again the density we have calculated by using these two readings, and it was 817.875 kilogram per meter cube or 0.817 gram per cc. That means density we have already calculated. And once the reading was taken, suppose now the temperature is now the temperature of oil is increasing, and after some time we'll take the reading. Before that, let me finish with the calculations. The formula is given. Kinematic viscosity is equal to capital A into small t minus B upon T second, where this capital V is nothing but the kinematic viscosity of oil in centistoke, and T is the time of flow in second. A and B both are the instrumental constants. A is equal to 0.264 and B is equal to 190 for second time between 40 to 85 seconds. Then B is equal to 0.247 and B is equal to 65 for time between 85 to 2000 seconds. And by using the formula, kinematic viscosity is equal to 80 minus Bt into 10 raised to minus 6 meter squares per second. We can calculate the kinematic viscosity. Again density we have already calculated, and using the formula absolute viscosity, mu is equal to kinematic viscosity into density, we'll get the absolute viscosity, and that is in Pascal second or Newton second per meter square. After the experiment, whatever the graph we have to plot, the graph should be like this: the kinematic viscosity versus temperature. It should be in a decreasing manner. again absolute viscosity with temperature, it should also in decreasing manner. In the result section, we have to note the mass density of given oil, then kinematic viscosity and absolute viscosity of oil. This is the calculation that we have to do after the experiment. Now we have to measure the seconds required for the now the temperature is 40 and we have lifted the ball. In this way we have collected the 40 ml sample. Now the time for the collection of this 40 ml sample is 2.37 minutes, and that will convert into the second, and that means our first reading for 40 degrees Celsius is 2.37 minutes. That will later convert into the second. Now we'll again start the heating. Again we'll start the heating with the same kind of oil, and now the temperature is different. We'll take the temperature higher than 40 degrees Celsius, whether it may be 50 or 60 degrees Celsius. Now again we have started the heating, and after 55 degrees Celsius we again take the reading. Now the temperature is 56 degrees Celsius, and again we started the flow to the flask, and for 40 seconds we have to count the Redwood second. For 40 ml we have to count the Redwood second to measure the viscosity using the Redwood viscometer. Now for 56 degrees Celsius the Redwood second is reduces. It is 1.37 minutes were counted for the collection of 40 ml oil, and now again we have to calculate the kinematic viscosity for the said reading. Before that we'll again take the third reading for 65 degrees Celsius, so that we'll start the heating of oil. Now we have again started the heating of oil for the 65 degrees Celsius. Now at 65 degrees Celsius we again started the oil flow to the flask. We have to collect the 40 ml oil, and for that we are counting the redwood seconds. Now finally 65 seconds are there for the collection of oil at 65 degrees Celsius. Finally we have taken the three readings for 40 degrees Celsius, 56 degrees Celsius and 65 degrees Celsius. The corresponding seconds are also there. 237 minutes means 157 second, and 1.37 minute and 65 second. The corresponding kinematic viscosity we have calculated here 3.83 into 10 raised to minus 5 centistokes. Again 2.32 into 10 raised to minus 5 centistokes, and 1.50 into 10 raised to minus 5 centistokes. For corresponding calculations we have used the formula kinematic viscosity is equal to AT minus B upon T seconds. Again by using this A and B are the instrumental constants. Using their values we have calculated the kinematic viscosity, and the corresponding reading are here 3.83 into 10 raised to minus 5, and likewise. And after the reading we can plot the graph, and definitely the graph will be like this: the kinematic viscosity versus temperature. The graph is in decreasing order, as for temperature 40 degrees Celsius our viscosity is high. For 56 it get reduces, and for 65 it again get reduces. In this way the graph is in decreasing order. In this way we have performed the kinematic viscosity using the redwood viscometer. Then we can put the result like mass density of given oil, then kinematic viscosity and absolute viscosity of given oil. We can calculate the absolute viscosity is equal to mu into kinematic viscosity into density, and that result would be appeared in result section. Thank you.